Hello, my friends in film fan. I'm going to give you a little bit of vlog action today. Sitting here in my backyard, freshly mowed. There's kind of what the fire pit's going to look like, but it's going to be, I don't know, I'm working on it. It's probably going to take me another month or two to get it where I want it to be. But once that happens, hopefully the next week or so, we'll be back to doing some fireside stuff. But I digress. That's for another video. I do want to address something. There's something I've seen on YouTube lately. Sorry about the camera work, but I'm working on my tripod here. There's something I want to address about YouTube lately that's been bothering me, and it's not about the platform of YouTube. It's about the creators. This is not a YouTube specific problem. It's about people. I always say that systems aren't bad. People are bad. People fuck things up. So I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers lately bitching about John Campea. And I don't generally like it when people make hay off other YouTubers, especially for their YouTube channel. I think it's hackish. I think it's lazy. I think it's low-hanging fruit. I think it's insulting. I think it's half-wit. I could come up with a lot of different things about it, and they would all be accurate. But you guys probably get what I'm saying. Now, do I have thoughts about what John Campea has done on his channel lately? Well, yeah. Do I agree with some of his stuff? No. But there's one thing that people tend to forget. It's John Campea's fucking channel. What you think he should do with it doesn't matter. Now, this is one of the things that's been, and we've talked about it on the show before. It's just toxic fandom. It doesn't just exist in Star Wars or in Star Trek. It exists kind of everywhere. There's toxic fandom in sports. There's toxic fandom in everything. If you're a fan of anything, there is a group of asshole fans that don't know how to behave themselves when they're dealing with that particular subject. And this is just proof of toxic fandom on the internet of a YouTuber. And it's stupid. It's dumb. I've seen so many people the last couple of weeks criticize, complain. Some people are just shocked because the changes that John Campea made were kind of sudden. A little sudden, but not shockingly so, but suddenly, a little sudden. But in the end, I can't overlook the one simple thing here that people are forgetting when they're bitching about John Campea, is that it's his channel. Look, I do things on my channel from time to time that kind of change things. I have things in my head that I want to change about the channel that some people may like or not like. And I'm not going to surprise anybody with them. I'm certainly not going to surprise any of my co-hosts with them. If I'm thinking I'm making any serious change, I'll tell them way ahead of time and I'll organize it first. But the bottom line is, it's my channel. I do what the fuck I want. And it's the same thing with John Campea. Look, I'm not going to criticize the guy. I'm not going to go into any specifics of what I think is good or bad about it, because he's got like 10 billion subscribers compared to me. I have 430 something right now. And so, you never pick a fight with a bigger guy in the yard. You know what I mean? It'd be like, a guy who's 5'3" and 100 pounds picking on an NFL linebacker. It just wouldn't work out well for me. But the bottom line is, it's stupid to make video after video after video after video ad nauseum about another YouTuber and the decisions that he's made for his channel. If I was half as successful as John Campea, I'd be a happy man right now. But so I just don't get it. Back the fuck off. I hate that I even got it in my head to even make this video, but this is a video that nobody's making about John Campea and his situation. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's somebody else's channel. Let him do what he does. If you want to stop watching, stop watching. I think John will understand. He's not going to, his way of thinking, his place in the world is not going to change because you unsubscribe. It's not going to change because you drop your channel membership. He's going to be okay. He's a tough guy. He's a smart guy. I'm sure he'll move forward from this just fine. His crew will move forward from this just fine. Say what you want about why certain people have left the show. Look, bottom line is, none of us know the real story. None of us were there. None of us are in the room for these conversations. The speculation is getting a bit stupid. It's very TMZ-ish, and this is one of the reasons why even he says that he doesn't do TMZ-type stories. Neither do I. Unless it impacts the entertainment industry or a movie. Honestly, I didn't even want to do the Amber Heard Johnny Depp shit because it was so TMZ. The only reason I did it was to try to draw a few viewers, and I knew that Jeremy and Cora were kind of interested in it. But honestly, if it was up to me, I wouldn't cover that for nothing. It ended up not doing anything for my channel. Guys like Popcorn Planet had a field day on it. But mean, it's just that kind of shit isn't a big draw. It's drama for the sake of drama. It doesn't really have any substance to it. So, I mean, John Campea is going to be fine. If you want to stop watching, stop watching. His opinions aren't going to change. His life isn't going to change drastically because you go away. Leave him the hell alone and let him do his thing. I mean, I got to admit, I've been watching less of Campea lately. Because, look, I love Robert Meyer Burnett. I watch his shit all the time. And he's not the perfect YouTuber, but I love his insights. I love the way he talks about things. I'm a big fan of Star Trek myself. I've talked about it before. So I love to hear him talk about Star Trek. But, I mean, whatever happened between those two is between those two. And whether it was an acrimonious separation or there was something they talked about and they came to this consensus as to how it was going to be, that's Wolf with him, with, Aaron Cummings left their own, but I mean, Chris Carr, anybody on there, Taylor. I like Taylor. Taylor was fun. But I mean, that's none of your damn business. So stop making hay on John Campea and whatever the hell's going on with his channel, because you just look kind of silly. It's this, you're not proving that you're a good YouTuber. You're proving you're a gossiping little hen. And quite frankly, I lose a lot of respect for channels. I've even actually unsubscribed to a couple of channels because of it, because I just don't want, I don't want anything to that. I had shot a message to one of these channels a couple weeks ago about possibly collaborating, and it was like the next day that this particular channel, I won't call them out by name because, again, I don't want to make hay on other YouTubers, but it was like literally the next day or the day after that they had made their first Campea whatever video. Campea's channel's dying, blah, blah, blah. And I stumbled across that video and I was like, why? I just don't understand why. As somebody with about 1,000 subscribers, a growing channel that is, I mean, it wasn't even a good conversation. It was so half-ass and not thought out and poorly put together. I unsubscribed that minute. I just, I don't even want to, guy never answered me for the collaboration. I really don't care. I mean, at that point, it kind of would have ruined it for me anyway. But, leave John Campea the fuck alone. I mean, like I said, I have a serious lack of respect for YouTubers that make their hay shitting on other YouTubers. It's just not very cool. I mean, I've been in situations, people in the community know that I made a video fucking years ago responding to Devious Dave Rose about some 9/11 shit. And that was mostly in jest, mostly because I was new to that community and had no idea what was going to happen. And it ended up becoming like ignorant teenage bullshit nonsense. And I was like, what the fuck ever? I want nothing to do with that. And I walked away from it all. And I walked away from just that drama. I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. And I've been just fine since. My YouTube channel has grown by a few hundred subscribers since, and I'm pretty confident with the kind of shit that I'm putting out. So, I mean, whatever. Let John Campea do what John Campea is going to do. Look, I know that these YouTubers are not going to stop making videos about John Campea because they don't really have anything else going on for them. And it's disappointing because there are plenty of stories to talk about right now. I'd like to hear these people talk about the writer's strike. That's the most significant story in entertainment right now. And I'd like to get their thoughts on what they think the writers deserve, where they might agree with the studios. But no, we're going to talk about John Campea. We're going to talk about random stupid speculation about Jonah Hill being cast as the next Superman or some other bullshit. I mean, they're clickbaity nonsense, and they can only get views because they're clickbaity bullshit. That's not how I want to be. I try not to be clickbaity. I try to have substantive conversations. I would rather not have another person subscribe to my channel and have good conversations about real topics than to chase down this kind of bullshit. I'm better than that. It's not worth it. And it's sad because I think a lot of these YouTubers are probably better than that, but whatever. That's my 2 cents on John Campea's thing. Let the guy do his thing. Like I said, I haven't been avoiding the John Campea channel because I don't like him. It's just, I work, I have a job, and a lot of times I don't want to watch what other YouTubers say before I get a chance to talk about a story because I don't want to just end up regurgitating other people's shit and calling it my opinion. You know what I mean? I want to try to put my opinion out there, and then maybe I'll go back and watch some of what they say. And if I do end up watching what one of these people say, then I try to attribute whatever quote or whatever idea to them because that's fair. That's how real people do shit like this. But like I said, you guys, all you YouTubers out there, do what you're gonna do. I'm not gonna criticize you guys for trying to get clicks. It's just how I choose. This is not how I choose to do things. I don't want to be any part of that clickbaity bullshit world where I'm picking another YouTuber because it's going to get me a couple of views. And what's funny is some of these channels I see, they're not getting great views out of it. Half these guys, I mean, there's one I saw today that's got a couple thousand subscribers. He gets the views that I get. I have 430 something subscribers, and these videos are getting the views that I get. So obviously you're either paying for subscribers or you're getting shit on Fiverr or whatever. You're not actually growing your channel naturally like I'm trying to do. But I mean, more power to you in the YouTube space. I wish you guys all the success in the world, but that's not the YouTuber I choose to be. So, go support John Campea. Don't support John Campea. You make your own decision as to whether you want to continue to follow the guy or not. I'm going to continue to follow the guy because, there are stories that he talks about that I want his insight on. He's much more of an insider than I am. I don't live in Southern California, unfortunately. I did grow up there, but I don't live there now. And, he's a lot closer to the action than I am, so he gets a lot more information about shit than I do. And I like the people that he surrounds himself with, the Christian Harloffs, Robert Meyer Burnett's, things like that. I mean, a lot of cool people in that space from back in the Collider and the Movie Talk days that I still pay close attention to. So I don't know. You guys take what you will. I don't. Again, I just don't think it's a good way of being a YouTuber, trying to take somebody else's channel who's going through a transition and tearing him apart and trying to shit on it, especially when he's been so much more successful than all of you. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't know. There's my general thoughts on John Campea's situation. Nobody's asked me about it. This is just something that's been on my mind for the last few days, and I formulated some thoughts, and I'm giving them all to you guys kind of raw, so take it as you will. And, watch John Campea, don't watch John Campea. Watch anybody on YouTube or don't watch anybody on YouTube. It's up to you. You watch whatever content you want to watch. But, until next time, adios.